Good morning, everyone. Greg here from MasterTrader. Where are we at? Well, yes, last week was a lot of chopping consolidation. After a prior week of chopping consolidation, it did look like maybe the markets could get going to the upside last week, and that attempt didn't get very far. Not looking at the S&Ps anyway. So here we have the current bar, and just looking at this just looking at it bar by bar, what's going on here. So bar by bar analysis is something that I taught for many years, continue to, but it's a way of being objective and looking at individual candles and putting them in the context of what's happening and sometimes the noise, which is, we have a lot of noise now. So looking at, we had this choppy downward move, the retest, gap up and a go, consolidation at resistance, bullish price action, a move up, and then all the way back down to the bottom of this wide range bar right here. Not a good sign. However, buyers stepped up in this area of support, pushed it back up. You got the bottoming tail on Thursday, followed by an inside bar on Friday. So we've got some consolidation, and right now, pre-market, we've got a green candle, meaning it's the close right now is above its opening price, and the close is not too far from the high of the day, which is just getting started. So we see here, we realize this is at resistance, fine. Take that out of the equation, if you will, and look at currently what's happening. And we have an upward move that is pulled back deeper than it should have, because in reality, this little pullback right here into the middle of that wider range bar is where prices should have taken off to the upside and didn't. And maybe that's why they sold off Thursday, but buyers stepped up again, and they're showing that their strength, that demand is there. And now, assuming a green day, at some point this thing's got to go to the upside. And the other side of that coin or thought is, well, how is that going to continue to push up in the face of a NASDAQ market, the NASDAQ futures here being extended as they are? And as you can see the weekly chart, the momentum has begun to slow down. Now, momentum can slow down and it can speed up, and of course this can go higher. And another thought is, which is a common theme, is that between relative strength and relative weakness is that a market, in this case the NASDAQ, which has been showing relative strength, its momentum begins to slow down, and the laggard here, in this case the S&P, it begins to increase in relative strength and then begins to lead the way higher. So we'll see if that happens or whether they both are just going to fall apart. There's a lot of indecision in this market, which is noted by, tails above and below candle bodies and gaps and overlapping bars. And that's how you read uncertainty within a market. Now, oil continues to have a really nice bounce up really nicely here today, right up into this resistance area. So odds are it probably stalls here, but let's see. That's a pretty big wide range bar already. The Dow just chopping around there. Not much to say about that. Bonds bounce from the level we were looking at last week. We'll see how far they can go. It looks like so far it's a resting day. You can see on the 24-hour chart, just going sideways here. And the weekly chart did make a higher high, and the question is this going to be a higher low? Too early to tell. Let's take a look at the internet stocks. It's extended, Apple, Amazon, Google, and so on. Having had the nice run, no signs of backing off in Apple yet. You can see pre-market, it's come in a little bit after having gapped up. And Amazon, that's not Amazon, is Amazon. Looks like it's headed toward 1,000. What could possibly stop it? Anything, right? Just more sellers than buyers. So it's coming in a little bit here as well. And you see the NASDAQ is actually down almost 2 points, where the S&Ps are up 4 points. So there you have it, that relative strength beginning to shift over to the S&P, so we'll have to look at stocks within that sector. The Russell has just been a mess. Came back down after the gap up. I don't know where this is going. It's too much of a mess, so I don't even want to bother looking at it. XLF financials, they broke down a little bit lower. They didn't have the inside day on Friday. Rather, they broke to a lower high, lower low bar, and we have to consider some of these stocks. Nothing to do with Goldman. And JP Morgan, that usually shows some relative strength, is still kind of messy. Nothing to do there. Citibank showing some relative strength here, which it rarely does. It's usually the laggard behind JP. And Wells Fargo is the weakest of the ones that I'm looking at. And it's coming down to its 200 MA. So I'm interested to see what that's going to do there. IBM is down huge. It's coming down to the area of this prior low, so we're going to have a play in that today with some options. Looking for this to stabilize in this area. We'll see how that shapes up. And what else is going on here? BABA looks fantastic. Getting a wider range bar last week, but I like this consolidation, and it's inching up this morning. So that's on my interest list. CHK. A little sloppy there. HOM, we've got an option play in this with put options, and the idea behind that is, well, you might be thinking, Greg, what do you want with this thing? It's not going anywhere. Well, that's the whole idea. As long as it stays above this area, we get paid. It can get above there, okay, that's fine, but as long as it stays above this area here, we get paid. So let it go sideways and do nothing. Who cares? That's the beauty of options. Tesla down a little bit this morning, 316. Was able to retrace back up to the prior high. Maybe this is going to start chopping around here. It's been really strong. Gold looks like dead money. If you were short on the way down, congratulations. And GDX diverging from that. So some interest in the gold stocks there, but overall, sideways, really not much there unless you're, day-to-day swings or intraday trading. That's it, guys, for Monday morning. We'll update tomorrow morning at the latest. I'll see, maybe do something at the end of the day if something significant happens. Visit MasterTrader.com, $1 trial to our advisory service letter. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Talk soon.